Whatever methodology you are going to use, whatever protocol, whatever concept, whatever idea you are possibly considering to do a gut cleanup, make sure you pair it with the right binder. Hi, my name is Phil. I'm with Silver Fern brand. We do gut health. This is what we do. And I would say digestive health because we actually start with all the way up top and work down. But for the sake of simplicity, we'll say gut health, okay? So we're very, very, very good at helping do a gut cleanup. The first thing we always tell people, believe it or not, is you have to make sure your system's prepared for it. If you have really bad stomach issues and or you have constipation problems, your system is slow, you need a pre-cleanup protocol. This video is not for that, but if you are in those situations, please send us a direct message and say, can you please help me with the protocol? We're happy to do that, okay? So that's the first mistake people make. They try and clean out a clogged up system. If your system's clogged or slow, one, pathogens recycle, and then number two, a slow system causes a pathogen overgrowth. So there you go. So there's your two problems. The second biggest problem we see is that people use some form of an antimicrobial, some form of a product, an antibiotic, antifungal, probiotics, whatever, and they're not pairing it with an effective binder. And so what happens is when you are displacing pathogens, I think that's a nice way of saying that, you're trying to clean up the gut, you are going to get a release of toxins like lipopolysaccharides, also called LPS. And if your gut barrier is weak, those pathogens are going to translocate into the bloodstream. And then that can go into the kidneys, the gallbladder, the liver. It causes endotoxemia type issues. It causes inflammation. By the way, those pathogens, just a massive release of pathogens does increase inflammatory issues. It causes unhealthy inflammatory responses is what I'm allowed to say, right? It's going to hammer your immune system. It is for sure the chances of feeling Herx reaction or die-off, whichever name you want to call that, is absolutely real. You're going to have discomforts and stuff like that. So that's why you would use a binder, okay? So there's a lot of different forms of binders. So the one that we strongly suggest above all other binders is the Immunolen that's in Cleanse. Now, why would we say that? Well, one, it's been clinically studied to death. I mean, it's got dozens and dozens, literally dozens and dozens of clinical studies behind it to support it. It's manufactured in a pharmaceutical grade facility. So we're not buying just random stuff. It is, not only is it proven, it's manufactured correctly. It only binds to bad pathogens and organisms. That's all it's binding, okay? So think of something bad that you don't want in your system. It's going to naturally bind to that. Why would it do that? Well, it's an antibody. Immunolen contains beneficial antibodies. By the way, these are not the antibodies that are going to move into the bloodstream and cause and activate your immune system. It's actually going to do the opposite. It's going to help calm or make the immune system more tolerant. So it's going to stay in digestion. That's super important. It does not bind good organisms. And you may say, well, how does it know to do that? Antibodies inherently, by what they are, know to do that, okay? This is a binder that has very, very beneficial prebiotic effects. So it actually not only helps increase short chain fatty acids like butyrate, but it also helps increase very beneficial, other beneficial microbes. So it has a prebiotic effect. It is dairy free. It is gluten free. It is soy free. It is egg free. It's endotoxin free. It's clean is what I'm trying to say, okay? So super effective. It does not bind medications, nutrients, and minerals, which is sort of a big deal. A lot of binders that people like that they think are so amazing, when you jump into the underlying issues with them, a lot of them are binding minerals, nutrients, and medications. They do not selectively bind bad things and then help the microbiome flourish and grow and develop. Not only that, the Immunolen has research studies. For sure, it's helping the gut barrier. It's absolutely helping restore healthy inflammatory responses, which is what I'm allowed to say. That is why we put Cleanse. We pair that in our ultimate cleanup kit. People take it alone. If we've got, so somebody comes to me and they're like, oh my gosh, I ate something and it is like wrecking my system. I'm like, take it, take a ton of it, load up on it. You're welcome. It works amazing, okay? The only people I'm aware of that should not be taking Cleanse is one, people that have really bad constipation and slow motility issues. If you have slow motility issues, once again, not a good time to put a binder in. One, it's not going to be effective, and two, you're putting a binder in that's slowly accumulating bad stuff, and it's going to continue to ball that up. If your system's clogged, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to cause problems. More constipation, more bloating. Not a good idea, okay? But for everybody else, an amazing product. So here's my last statement. One, if you want to do the full Silver Fern brand cleanup, so you're both breaking everything apart, breaking out the digestive plaque, which is one of the terms I like to use, which is biofilm and stuff like that, and you want to bind, reach out to us and ask us for the ultimate cleanup kit. Okay, so that, but just cleanse alone soaks up everything. You are soaking up everything, okay? The reason you would pair it with a really aggressive, let's call it unraveler, is because there's a lot of stuff that's like really locked in. It is rooted into your barrier, and it may need a little bit of help breaking apart, okay? To unravel, break it apart, so that the immunolin can then soak it all up, right? So this is what we suggest. This is how we suggest it. And last but not least, a lot of people have a whole variety of stomach and gut issues, and you're just simply not sure where to start with us. That's totally fine. Send us a direct message and say, please help me with the protocol, or can you help me with the protocol? Our people are going to ask you questions, you're going to give answers, and then they will give you a protocol. Here's the problem with our approach. We don't half-ass it. If you're looking for gimmicks to resolve 20 years worth of problems or 10 years worth of problems in 3 weeks, that's not us. Don't come to us. I don't want it. We can't help you. That's a scam. I don't want to be associated with it. We want to do things correctly the first time and help people move on with life. We have a beginning and end, but it's a process. It's got ups and downs. We're actually doing stuff. We're like doing things effectively. If you want that approach, that's us, okay? But if you're looking for just an amazing binder to take with whatever you're going to use, don't care what it is, antibiotics, probiotics. By the way, we pair this with probiotics all the time. I give this to my kids when they were young, and now they can take capsules. When they were young, I just pulled the capsules apart and I poured it in food. Does it work outside the capsule? Yes, okay? So amazing product. I would argue the most effective binder. Why? Well, it has the research to support it as such, okay? If you have any questions, as always, just send us a DM, and you're welcome. Bye.